All right, they got this microphone set up for a short guy. You must be like coming. Wood just brought to my attention that we saw a program somewhere that Lee Petty won a NASCAR race at Dorney Park in 1949. If anybody has or knows what that program is, he said he'd really like to have that, I think. And I don't know how much you want to pay for it, but George, you got it? Joe Weatherly in midget. Joe Weatherly won in midgets at Dorney Park. That's from George Womble. So, again, a great thank you to everybody for coming out here today. We want to do some driver interviews. The microphone's pretty much stationary here, so we'll do the best we can. If any driver would want to just come up and start just talking about Dorney Park, you know, don't everybody come up at once. We'll try to do this. It's a very relaxed atmosphere, no pressure, no tension. We're all here to have fun. And on my behalf, it's great to see all the drivers out here to support the memory of Dorney Park again. And I said to Preston Henry out back there, out front here, I'm sorry, not out back, that seeing the cars is great, but seeing all the drivers back together again, to me, that's more than seeing the cars. The cars are great to look at, but seeing all the guys that race together and argue together once in a while, as George said, together again, to remember Dorney Park Speedway, that's basically what we're here for, that's what it's all about. And a big thank you to America on Wheels for giving us this time and this area to do this. So, again, anybody want to come up and talk about Dorney Park Speedway? We don't have to do it as an interview. You can just come up and talk into this mic if you're short like me. But I don't think this cracks up at all. But anyway, anybody have any memories they want to share with the gang here from Dorney Park Speedway? Anybody got anything to say about Jerry Freed? Keep it nice, he's not with us anymore. I know Ward always says that people always knock Jerry Freed. Well, Jerry did a lot, believe it or not. He didn't pay the best, we all know that. When I worked for him as an official, he paid us monthly. It looked like more, he said. That's what he said.
I worked in the office with him. I was not even getting minimum wage. And I went to him one day and I said, Jerry, everybody else is getting minimum wage. Why am I not? And he said, because you won't turn me in.
Turn me in. Because she won't turn him in. That's another great lady, and of course, Mrs. Crozier, Dottie. She did just about everything there is in racing. Did you ever score, Dottie? You didn't score? No? Okay. I know you did pay out. Signing. Big shacks. Imagine and Dorney?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Count Jerry's money on Monday.
You got to count Jerry's money on Monday. There you go.
And I was referee.
And a referee.
And she used to do $2 for Jerry, $1 for Dottie.
I don't believe that, not one bit. Well, there's a lot of great talent here tonight. Yes, ma'am.
But all the interest that I see here today is this vertical cars out there, and there's a lot more that's still around, like in Garage and so on. Why don't one of the local tracks have one night of the year where the guys, the old timers, just get together, maybe run just 10 laps for fun, and bring everyone back together again? Why isn't that done?
I think Mahoney did that just a year or so ago. I don't know if they lost it. Freddie Ham, did you take your car around Dorney? Did you work at a car? Yeah? That's Mahoney. Yeah. Okay. That's the only answer I have for it. Unfortunately, we're losing tracks faster than you can almost take a stick at. And Dorney Park, I guess, was just pushed out because the park felt they could utilize that property all week long instead of just Saturday night. The parking area there in the pits and the track property itself there. But unfortunately, they had no feelings for the people that spent their Saturday nights there for years. But I understand, you know, I hate to use the word progress, but a lot of things are being pushed out because of progress. It's a shame, because this is, Saturday night was, for most of you people, was Dorney Park Speedway. And I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to get there and see some races. And I actually flagged for 2 years there. But it was a very unique little place. I mean, everybody was here, I'm sure went there. Anybody here that never saw a race at Dorney Park? One or two in the back, okay. Well, I have to say you don't know what you're missing, because it was rub rail to rub rail, bumper to bumper for 25 laps. I honestly don't know how the guy sitting in third place could sit there without turning the guy around in front of him and going on the limit. But there they went for 25 laps, and you had to be content to ride along behind somebody. The track was just so narrow that you really couldn't pass. But how George and Freddie and Charlie and many of the rest of you got around some of those cars to win races is beyond me. I really have no clue. And now and then you see the two wheels up on the fence. It didn't work once they put that concrete around, but the fence, you could get two wheels up on it and keep on going. Many a night I would sit over in the third turn before I started working there for Jerry, and if somebody hit that fence hard enough, that thing would spring about almost a foot toward the grandstand and then spring back, and that was a tribute to the big cables that they had, you know, holding the cars and the fence together. Just little things like that I remember from Dorney Park. And I thought it was neat the way they used to pull in through the park itself and line up to sign in. And there'll be cars there several hours before sign in, right, Donnie? And the people in the park could come up and walk around, look at the cars, sometimes say hello to the driver if he was there already. Sometimes the cars came in without the driver, the owners brought them in, but it was really neat that you could get that close to the race cars before the race was even started. And I know many of you drivers were always willing to sign autographs for the kids. I tell these young drivers now that if some kid asks you for an autograph, make sure you give it to him with a smile, because that kid's daddy might be your next big sponsor. You know? It's just common sense. But I keep telling them. I was a flag man for several years, and I've done some announcing, as I'm still trying to do, and I flagged the Penn National track for 7 years. And I was honored when some kid would bring a program to me and ask for my autograph. I mean, I wasn't a race driver. They weren't there to see me, but I was honored, and I signed it with pride, because it was always, oh my goodness. Yes, sir.
You said you were a flag man. Well, the main reason my wife and I used to go to watch Induction.
One of the best.
Down in the middle of the track.
One of the best.
That was a show.
I think watching Tech kind of inspired me to want to do it too. So now, you know, the last probably 20 years, the insurance wouldn't let you go down on the track. And I think I would think 2 or 3 times before I go down on the track nowadays and try to start the races like textbooks. He flagged at Dorney and Nazareth. No, Texas passed on quite a few years ago, right? Yeah, quite a few years ago. 50 marks. I don't know. Is Bimby still around? No, Bimby's passed on too. So. It's great to bring up those people, because that's what we're here for, the memories. The memories. Bimby was a great racer. I believe a black 27X, is that one of his car numbers up there? That I remembered in programs only, but 24? Kenny Shade remembers that? The Bardol. I remember that black Bardol. Yes, sir. Yeah, a lot of great guys. Jimmy Kemmerer, is he still around? Jim? No. I hope I don't bring up any names that's going to upset anybody, but there's just a couple of them. Big Jim and I went nose to nose at Dorney Park. I was on the flag stand, he was on the track. We were still nose to nose. Somebody said to me, hey, you were smart staying up on the flag stand. I said, I'm already so cool. Kenny Golden always taught me that too. If somebody comes to the flag stand, wants to talk to you, you stay on the flag stand, let them look up to you. He said, you know, I'm little. I've had a few altercations with drivers.